My name is Tim Arnold. I'm the director of Stuff and Things. This is the Pinball Hall of Fame here in Las Vegas. It's one of the few things you can still park free and walk in free. That means that we get literally everybody in here. Pinball to me is kind of like an obsession. I think about it all the time. They're like baseball cards, only they're a lot bigger and they need a lot more storage, and they're also cranky times 10 because they constantly break down. The people that collect these things are insane, but I guess we're all kooky somehow. I also like the older, simpler games. I don't like the new games with backstory and animations, and you gotta have seen the movie. And I like to walk up to a game, put a quarter in it, and so I know the rules and I know the theme of the game without having to invest hours into figuring out all the shots. I like simple and old. It all started when I was a kid and I got fascinated with pinball machines because they used to be everywhere, every pizza parlor, gas station, and I would go around and play them all. And one day the guy at the pizza parlor was selling a machine. So me and my brother and a friend got together, pooled our money, and bought a pinball machine. Put it in the garage and the neighborhood kids came over. And so I just started buying more machines with the money that came in from the first machine, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So all these other kids were getting up in the morning and slogging through the snow, doing their paper route and freezing their feet off, and I'd sleep in late and then just show up and collect all the money from the pinball machines. It was quite a revelation. I decided that about 2 years into community college that I didn't like studying, I didn't like rules and organizations, so I decided I was going to take my little pirate ship full time, see what I could do with it. Opened up an arcade, and here I am. I started running the first arcade in '76, and I began to get a little antsy because the arcade business had changed. It moved away from my precious pinball machines and it went towards video games, to the point where all the pinball machines started to disappear. It was violent video games, and I didn't like fighting games and shooting games and stuff like that. So I loaded up all the pinball machines on trucks and moved to Las Vegas and decided to start a pinball museum. So in the 90s, I was driving around all over the country with 26-foot trucks, buying up whole warehouses full of old pinball machines for little or no money, because at that point, no one cared. And I saw something that I thought needed saving. I've dragged pinball machines out of the bottom of empty swimming pools, crazy old guys with barns full of them. I had to meet him at a gas station, and I had to stand out in the middle of the parking lot so he could see that I wasn't a federal agent. Yeah, it was quite an adventure collecting all these. The problem with pinball machines is that they only exist in the real world. Movies and music, if you have one copy of that, you can endlessly duplicate it. But with pinballs, if you lose the last pinball machine of that particular title, that's the end. There are no more. At this location, we have 250 machines. We have another building where we have 800 more. We have a lot of stuff besides pinball. We have a lot of video games. We have the older 8-bit crude games like Frogger and Ms. Pac-Man, not the simulations of them, the actual, genuine, real machines from back in the day. We also have a lot of novelty games. We have fortune tellers, we got musical clowns, rifle games, molding machines. You can make your own toy that came from Disneyland. We have stuff in here that is so unique, you're never going to see it anywhere else, including the only pinball circus, a 4-level pinball machine where you try to play your way from the bottom playfield up to the top playfield. Really, really unique. The mechanical end of this is a constant, never-ending challenge. That's why there aren't more places like this, is because, first of all, the people that have the skills to fix mechanical equipment have all died off. And second of all, there are no parts. People come up and say, you know, this is great, you just buy a part and put it in a game. No, the factory went out of business 40 years ago. So we live off scrap, we make quite a few of our own parts, and we just get real ingenious with workarounds and fixes. The only thing we do here is classic games. We don't have any sidelines, we don't have any bar and grill. We try to do one thing and do it real well. We call it amusement anarchy, where people will find their own way to fun. So you can come in here and find things you didn't even know you liked, because we just say, here it is, wander around, find something, play it, have fun. There's people that come in here, again, not expecting anything, and they'll be walking down a row of classic pinballs like this, and they'll stop dead. And they'll look at a game and go, I can't believe it. That's the game I played the first time I kissed a girl, and I can't believe it. We're a not-for-profit. We looked at the economics of it when we started this and decided that there was no way to make money at it. So we, instead of losing a bunch of money, we would try to not make any money. We're very thrifty about everything. This isn't a fancy building. We don't have a carpet. We don't have $1 million sign. We're about as far away from normal Vegas as you can possibly get. We put all our attention into the quality of our games, and what we found is, by just worrying about the product and our customers having fun, they actually rewarded us by putting coins in the games. So we've given several $1 million so far to local social service charities to give back to our communities. It's really worth seeing. It's not something you're going to find everywhere. Experience your youth, or if your kids see why your parents are such miserable people, this is all they had for entertainment back in the day.